Okay, it is Saturday, April 26th. It's been a couple days since my last video. And not a lot has changed. I mean, I haven't, hit the lottery or come into a ton of money or anything like that. So financially, look, the stress is still there. And so I want to start this video by saying that, I know in my first few videos, I was a little bit more, or I seemed maybe more positive than I was. I do fight for that every day, and at the moment I was making them, I felt what I was saying, but I think maybe, it's horrible to say, maybe the car, the problem that we've had was just another, maybe it was something to say, look, you really need to show them, you need to show the reality of where you are. And that was a stark reminder of, in an ideal world, you would have multiple, a second vehicle at least. Your work wouldn't depend on your ride, and you wouldn't be in a situation where you were working day by day to make it. So that's where I was. That's where I am, and that's what I'm struggling, fighting to get out of. And so as positive as I seem, my family has seen me down, seen me really, struggling. And I want you to see that too. I've been humbled enough to where I don't have any shame anymore. And I want people to know, I want you to see and to feel what I'm feeling. So that's where we are. Now, today we did go to the gym, which is, I'll tell you, the best antidepressant there is. You can't beat it. And I would highly recommend you start doing something. And as we train, my wife and I have been at the gym together for almost 2 years now. We've been married 18. For the first 16 and a half or 15 and a half, she didn't care at all about working out. A decade or so ago, she lost a lot of weight with some cardio and all, but gained that back. And about 2.5 years ago, she wanted to start doing some weight training, so I formulated a little plan for her, and she followed it. And when I saw how religious she was with that, and she didn't miss a workout, but she was reminding me, we logged everything, and she progressively got better. So I was really encouraged, but I still didn't pressure her. I didn't tell her she needed to go to the gym. She came to me one day and said, hey, I want to try it. And man, the day we walked in the door, opened a whole new world for us. And it's been great because it has bonded. It's something that we are both passionate about. And, on my gym red, on both YouTube, or on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, I'm going to post some before pictures soon. I don't have any of her, and I wouldn't do that anyway. But I'm going to post some of me because my body has changed. And I had let myself get way out of shape for a really long time. I let it go. And my wife has lost probably 60 pounds, probably a lot more than that, because I would guess she's put on 10 pounds of muscle. And that sounds like a lot, but in the beginning, you're going to do that. That's every 2 years. She's not going to gain 5 pounds of muscle a year. That's not going to happen. But she looks like an absolute, she's stunning. She looks like a fitness model now. And, I loved her before. I thought she was beautiful. But I had no idea she would look like this. It's incredible. And so, and I'm proud of her. So, you can check her out. She's a Fitness Flower. I don't remember the name, Fitness Flower or something like that. But you can see her on my page. I think there's a link to her. And, I'm proud of her. I'm not, as a younger man, I was extremely insecure about myself. I was arrogant, or acted arrogant and acted jealous, when in reality, those were all things about myself. I didn't, I hate to say that, it sounds horrible, but I didn't really care. Because I was so focused on what I knew or didn't believe that I was, that all of those things mattered. Now, man, I am proud of my wife, and I feel like, if a man has got any sense, he's going to look at her and think she's gorgeous. So, and I want her to feel that. I want her to feel like, hey, look, someone complimented me, because she's done incredible. And she should feel that. So, you know, but I feel a lot of, I've reinvigorated a passion to help others with weight training. So I'm working towards that. That's obviously in the short term not going to help me, but I realize that, you know, and I have realized, and that's something I've been doing, I just haven't really talked about a lot, but working to build up a personal training. I want to do that. I'm not taking any credit for what she did, and I'm proud of her. I'm not proud of me for that, but it feels good to have helped her and to be helping her while I'm doing it. It feels really good to see that, hey, the advice I'm giving, when the work's applied, it works. I keep things very simple. I'm extremely big on doing exercises the exact right way, and that varies for people. And I feel like I have an ability to see that. I can watch her and say, hey, you know, you need to rotate your shoulder this way, or whatever. Maybe it's even different from me, but I can see the mechanics of it, because doing it the right way is going to keep you from getting injured, and it's also going to maximize your results. And I mean, no one wants, you can't go to the gym 24/7. We probably feel like we could, but you shouldn't do it. And so you want to get the maximum amount of results out of each, no matter how many days a week you go. You want them to be as effective as possible. Otherwise, why would you go? So it's something that I love, and I really want to grow that too. But you know, back to the purpose of this is really just to continue showing that you know, as low as you may feel, I feel that low, or have felt, and it's not, your situation is unique, no doubt. No one has experienced what you've experienced. No one knows what you know, has felt what you felt. That's the nature of life. But there's nothing that can beat you if you don't let it. You have, and I'm saying this as someone who's doing it right now. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, that's me looking back at me. So this is not, I watched my own videos. Hell, I might be the only person watching them right now. I think my wife and I got my mom, and I asked her to watch them. So, you know, but it doesn't matter, because I need this advice as much as anyone. And again, I hope that at some point down the line, if someone's going to watch this and go, wow, you know, that guy, he's really done something for himself and his family. And but I see where he came from. And he's not lying when he says, or he's not exaggerating. He's not preaching about an imaginary past that he had where it wasn't really that bad. No, I saw him whenever he literally didn't know what was going to happen the next day. And so don't give up, whatever you do. Every morning, I still do the same thing. I wake up with gratitude, spend some time with prayer, meditation, whatever you want to call it, and then focus on imagination, putting yourself and dreaming just a little bit. And then again, the same thing at night. And you don't have to put a stopwatch and anything like that. You just need to spend a little time each day, at the morning and at night, and then throughout the day, at any time that you can, envision you're living the life that you want. And then when you, most importantly, when you get an inspiration, don't let anything stop you from doing it. Now, that doesn't mean everything that you think about. If you're at the Grand Canyon and you go, it'd be so cool to jump across it, don't do that. That's stupid. Don't try to run across the freeway. That's dumb. But if you feel like man, I wonder if I could make that work. Well, you know what? If it's not going to cost you anything, if it's not going to break you, give it a whack. Try it. Or hey, you know, I'd like to have that job. Freaking apply to it. What can they tell you except no? And if you're at the spot that I'm at, you know, if you're as humble as me, who gives a shit? Let them tell you no. I've been told no more times in my life than, I mean, way more than yeah, obviously. So don't let that hold you back. And I'm saying this, I've let it hold me back 100%. I've been afraid. I've been scared, been timid. If I'm 53 years old, I wouldn't be in this spot. So, just whatever you do, don't give up. Hang in there. If you're anything at all suffering the way that I am and have been, I should say, just dig down deep and realize, just really realize, if you were meant to give up, you would be dead. The fact that you're not means that there's a purpose. And you're gonna find it if you believe it. So do the work, start with here and here, and then the inspiration, and take action, and you got this. And you know what? Keep watching, and you'll see the climb, because I'm gonna get there, and I hope you're with me.